What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV, and I'm your girl, Lady T. And tonight we are talking R&B Divas LM. And if y'all don't know, I go in for this show. I'm just letting y'all know. This is my ish. Like, outside of Empire, which I love, and I know y'all probably like, why is she not reviewing Empire? Like, trust me. I've been watching every single Wednesday, but I get off at 9. So that time is spent, decompressing, taking my clothes off and stuff. So I really don't got time to pay attention to enough to review it. But yeah, besides Empire, you will know that I go in for R&B Divas, the Braxtons, which I'll be reviewing that when that comes back. Oh, and SWB. So yeah, those are like my ish. Like, if you really want to know what type of stuff that I'm really into, those are it. Empire, R&B Divas, the Braxtons, SWB. Anyway, y'all. So, as y'all know, my girl Claudette is gone. She gone, y'all. She gone. Let's just have a moment of silence. Okay, so, and this new season is going to bring in 2 new people, 2 new women, the wannabes, aka Stacey Francis and Brave. Let me just say this. I'm not feeling these 2 ladies. And I'm not feeling them because I feel like their mere presence has brought down the entire, it will bring down the entire show. And the reason why I say that is because each and every one of these cast members have awards, accolades behind them, and the record sales to back up their incredible talent. And these 2 women, again, Stacey Francis and Brave, they haven't gotten to where these ladies are to be on R&B Divas. Now, I know it's just a reality show, and some of these people haven't been out. I mean, they've been out, but, they haven't made a significant, had a significant place on the charts in a minute. But their talent and their accolades speaks for themselves. Like, everybody know who Shantae Moore is. Everybody remember Little Mo back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Everybody know Michelle A. Something's in my heart. Everybody know Chrisette Michele. Come on. Shoot. Oh my goodness. Epiphany. Shoot, a couple of forevers, which is my favorite song. Like, come on. Like, are you serious right now? So, anyway, Leela James. I mean, they call her the female James Brown. Like, I don't know. Like, these people, to me, they're very talented. I had to Google Brave because I didn't know who the hell she was. And then I had to remember, she was the opening act when I went to go see Beyonce on the I Am Sasha Fierce tour. So, anyway, I Googled them. I looked them both up on, YouTube or whatever. I knew who Stacey Francis was. I liked her on the X Factor. She's very talented, but I don't like her. I don't like her for a number of reasons. Number one, she got a baby by Pastor Noel Jones. That's a whole nother scandal that we'll get into, because I don't think I'm going to let this go as the season goes on. So I know I'm going to go in on Stacey, so I'll get into that later on. And it's a lot to be said about that altercation that she had with Whitney, because I just felt like the way that went down, I felt like Whitney's cat was trying to cover up some stuff, and I felt that she took advantage because she was the more vocal one. I'm not saying Whitney didn't slap her. I'm not saying that Whitney didn't check her about Ray J, but I think she's leaving out what she did, because it takes 2 people to argue. It's something about Stacey Francis that I don't like. And it's just like, also, aside of all that, these 2 young women, well, not young, but these 2 women, are really trying to get to where they're at. So, and I think you have to have a certain amount of celebrity and a certain amount of relevancy to consider yourself a diva. Like I said, I know it's a reality show, but you should have a certain standard for people to come on. And I mean, it would have been different if they were on a show that was called Women That Could Sing. Then it'd be appropriate. But these are people who are called divas. So you got what warrants you to be a diva? And I just don't see diva when I see them. And I'm just so, But anyway, y'all, let's get into this episode. What they really did, which was smart, they didn't introduce Stacey Francis or Brave. We didn't even see Leela. Well, is it Leela or Layla? I'm going to say Leela. Leela James, because she was still on tour. I miss her. Like, I always thought she was a cool, level-headed one of the group. So, but I guess she'll be back next week. But anyway, the episode starts off with Michelle A. She is throwing a photo exhibit. She's getting ready to come out with a book of intimate portraits. And she invited all the girls. The first one to show up is Shantae Moore. You know, I've always felt that, you know, even though they had their little issues behind the scene, that they've always had a little camaraderie. And that's mostly because of Michelle A. Michelle A. is not there for the drama. So she's there to really embrace everybody. So Shantae Moore gets there first. They talk, and then we got Little Mo. She gets there, and it's kind of awkward, but they all hug. And Chrisette Michelle comes. And again, it's just a little awkward. But, you know, Michelle A. asked Little Mo, like, I heard something about you. And she was like, what? She was like, you married? And of course, she was like, I'm going to tell you later. But anyway, while they, you know, catching up or whatever, Little Mo asked them to come to her album release party. You know, she's releasing the album. It's been a few years, and her album is entitled The Scarlet Letter. She invites them to her album release party, and they all decide to go. So then we got Little Mo. She is at Big Boy's radio show to do an interview and to promote her new album. Basically, you know, she's going to promote her album. And this is where we get to see Mo's new husband. His name is Carl Dynamite Duggan or whoever. They call him KD. And we kind of get to know them. We kind of see in the confessional they little chemistry. I like them together. I think he's a good fit for her. He talks a little slow. You can tell he was a boxer and he may have gotten hit, one too many times. But I like him. I do. I like them together. So anyway, then we move on to Shantae and Michelle A. They meet up to have lunch or whatever. And basically, they're talking about the reunion and when Shantae brought in security. And, Michelle A. asked her, were you good yesterday? Was it awkward? And, Shantae was like, yeah, it was a little awkward, but, I was good. And that's when Michelle A. was like, oh, so you didn't need security yesterday? And she was like, no, I was good. And she's like, what I really want to do is maybe just sit down and talk with you guys because I really want to establish some trust so we can move forward. And Michelle A. tells her, you know what? Maybe you should bring it up at the release party and see where it goes from there. And I agree. Let me tell y'all, let's get back to last season. Last season to me was a lot of fuckery. Because I felt like it was just too much on all parts. Like Shantae was being, extra, she was being withdrawn. Like I was talking to my girl Tam G on Twitter. And we both agreed that, she was very withdrawn last season. And that took a lot of people aback. Considering that season 1 Shantae, she was the life of the party. She was my girl. Like she was my favorite. Her and then, her and Lil Mo had this really cool camaraderie and I loved it. It was just like them two against the world, and I don't know. It just, something just happened. And I think a lot of that stemmed from, in between filming, Shantae went through a lot. You know, with the custody battle, things going on with her health-wise, and she came on there with a chip on her shoulder, not only with all that, but, you know, it was some things that had went on the R&B Divas set with Kelly Price, Don Robinson, that she was a part of. So she probably felt a certain type of way. She going through some personal things. You know, she tried to be open last season, and, you know, her and Kelly Price had fell out. So she probably felt a certain type of way with a chip on her shoulder. And that's not good, especially when a lot of these women last year you were supposed to be cool with, and now you acting brand new. So I'm kind of glad that she really wants to reach out. And like I said, last year, Little Mo, she was doing too much. She was always so willing to turn up. So that's why part of me was kind of there for Shantae just being unbothered. But anyway, I'm glad Shantae is trying to be the bigger person, extend the olive branch, so they could all take an opportunity to sit down and talk. So anyway, we're at Little Mo's release party, and she, you know, kills it. She performs, and I'm telling y'all, her voice is amazing. Like, every one of these people's voices on here are amazing, and I'm just an R&B head, so, you know, I'm down for good music. So she kills it, and she introduces Carl, and she lets them all know that they did, in fact, get married, but they're waiting to have a ceremony. And Shantae takes this opportunity to, you know, invite everybody away to Big Bear. And, you know, everybody agrees to go, and it seems to be cool. But here's the thing that trips me up. Well, trips me out, I should say. We go to the next scene with Little Mo. She's talking to Michelle A. And she tells her that, you know, all of a sudden, you know, Shantae want to go to Big Bear. You know, we ain't even figured out what happened in the, we ain't even figured what happened in the rainforest, but now you want to take me to the woods? And, you know, it's like, there's Little Mo again, you know, always trying to, like, find some fault with Shantae. All of a sudden, like I said, y'all were, like, really cool, and I wish I could really understand where that's coming from, because it seems like she's trying, but there go Little Mo, like I said, taking digs, talking about, you know, they didn't figure out what went wrong in the rainforest, and now she want to take her to the wilderness, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm going to go and take this trip for what it is, and hopefully we can move forward. She just want to find fault, and I'm glad that, you know, Michelle was like, no, you know, we should give this a chance, and they should. If you want to be a grown woman and move forward, you can't keep bringing up the past like that. So anyway, then we get to the Big Bear trip. And it was really awkward at first. First of all, they in this cabin with deer heads and bear heads all around the cabin. It just looks real spooky. And then, you know, everybody's a little on edge. Like, everybody's here for working things out, but, you know, they still a little hesitant. And not Shantae. Why I keep saying everybody Shantae? Anyway, Chrisette is not there yet, so it's just Michelle A., Shantae, and Lil Mo. And Michelle A. leaves Shantae and Lil Mo by themselves. And at first they kind of quiet, but Lil Mo starts talking about how weird the cabin is, and they kind of have a little chuckle, but it's still awkward. Anyway, so the next day, they do some trust building exercises, which was facilitated by the SOAR, this group called SOAR. And this is when Chrisette Michelle finally arrives. And the first exercise they do is, you know, leap of faith. And they have to climb this tree, leap onto this thing, and then then the other girls pull the other one down. So anyway, it was really sweet because they all did it. And it just showed that no matter what, they all got each other's back. So that was really, that was really sweet and emotional. And then, they did another exercise called What I See in You. And each one of them had a mirror necklace. And the person that you gave the mirror necklace to, you had to say what you saw in that person. And it was really sweet. Little Mo, she gave her mirror necklace to Michelle and told her, she saw a really sweet person who really was an innovator for her and people like Mary J. Blige, a girl from the hood that could sing through her pain. And I was like, you're right. She is a legend. She did start all this, hip-hop soul stuff. She really did. And, Michelle A. gives her mirror necklace to Lil Mo, and she tells her, she loves that she always got something real positive to say, even when she even when she turned up and at 100. And, we got Shantae. Shantae gives her mirror necklace to Chrisette Michele. And, she just says that, I see that sometimes that you're scared, and I just want you to know that it's okay to be vulnerable. And Chrisette gives her mirror necklace to Shantae. And she tells her, I asked to call you God, Mommy. And you told me not to do that. And I want to let you know the reason why I asked to call you God, Mommy is because I really look up to you and I always want to be like you. And I just thought it was so sweet. And so, at the end, they all hug and it's all just so peaceful. And everybody's just on one accord. It was just a really groundbreaking trip. You can tell even beyond the cameras that they all really did connect at that moment. So I was here for it. And then, y'all, they started showing scenes for what we can expect. We gonna, of course, get introduced to Brave and Stacey Francis. And I'm just not here for them because they not divas, y'all. So write that down in the comments. How do y'all feel about the two new additions of R&B divas? Like I said, I had to really look up Brave. I knew who Stacey Francis was. Wasn't really here for her because she ain't a diva. Very talented singer. Not a diva, though. But, y'all, yeah, it seems like it's going to be a lot of drama. Leila, and Shantae Moore, I guess they about to get into it. I hope that passes, because I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Leila James has always been the cool head, so I wonder what happened between them two for her to pop off like that. Interested about that. And then I see that Shantae Moore and Stacey ain't going to get along. But I don't really care for Stacey either. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that Shantae give it to her. Just hope it just a little bit. But then again, I don't know what happened. It could be Shantae's fault. Shantae could have started something that made, Stacey turn up. But who knows? It looks like it's going to be a very interesting and drama-filled season, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama that's not ratchet. Like, this is my alternative to Love and Hip Hop. Drama without all the ratchet. Anyway, y'all, till next time, peace and love.